Hey everybody, here we are again. We're
Happy
back.
New Year!
First show of 2018, you guys. Have you missed us? We have missed you. Yeah, they missed us bad, Chris. I missed you, Chris. This is the first time I've been in the same room with you.
Year, buddy.
Hey, good to see you, man.
Good to see you, too.
I'll tell you what, if you hadn't wussed out last week.
I did. I wussed out.
You did wuss out.
I couldn't do it.
I was all ready for the show, and Mike McCartney's ready. He's like, yeah, come on, I'm driving up. I'm like, no, Kamler's kind of wussing out.
Wussed out. Yeah, that's all right. We'll have him once Hosmer, Kane, and Moustakas sign. We'll have him out here, and maybe he could just bring the three of them.
He might.
That'd be fantastic.
He's
Mike,
excited.
if you're out there, just bring them all down.
He is excited.
We'll negotiate the contract right here on live Facebook.
You know what he told me? He's bringing his World Series ring from 2015. He's also going to bring the AL Championship ring from 2014. He's excited to show everybody both of those rings. He's really pumped about getting on here. March 1, Mike McCartney, Royals PA announcer, will be our guest. Tell the folks at home tonight, Chris. Now, we had like a Britney thing scheduled for tonight, some kind of Britney musical, allegedly. And I'm going to let you explain to the good folks at home what happened.
I have no idea. I work with a buddy of mine who is performing in a tribute to Britney Spears musical. We tried to get him on the show, and things didn't work out this afternoon. So if you're here we also had a call out to Britney Spears herself.
We did.
And
you volunteered to pick her up at the airport.
Neither of those came to fruition. So you're stuck with me without Britney Spears. Sorry. But
yeah.
We got the next best thing, though, right?
Yes, we do, in fact. But still, guys, let us know you're here because we're going to play some Britney Spears fact or crap.
Yeah, we still have lots of trivia for you. So
yeah, it's a Britney-themed trivia tonight. That's going to be fun. Lots of good prizes to give away. And our emergency fill-in guest is our good friend, Dr. Ann Riggs, who runs a special physician's office here in Platte City that she will tell you all about. We thought, since it's a serious flu season, right, Dr. Riggs?
Yeah, very serious.
Very serious, and we're gonna seriously talk about some flu and colds, and then we're gonna get to the real important topics. Dr. Riggs used to play college basketball, and so she is a very experienced college basketball person who often takes part in our bracket battle. Right? Mm-hmm. And you've won that a time or two.
I've won it once.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about her college basketball expertise.
Yep. The year I won it, one of my colleagues asked me what I was smoking when he saw my picks, and guess what?
That's usually how it works. The years you think you're going
to... That's what we say about yours.
Well, I usually do. I usually am smoking something by the time I fill that out.
Really?
Yeah. So we're going to talk that. First of all, let's get serious now. Talk to us about the flu, Dr. Riggs. It seems to be really bad because you know what? I even had it this year 2 weeks ago. A little confession time. And that's unusual for me. First time I've had it in years. And I did have a flu shot. But tell us what you're seeing in your practice.
Yeah, we're seeing a ton of flu. And I brought kind of the map of the United States that the CDC has published, and this is how widespread it has become. So brown is definitely bad.
Brown's bad.
Brown equals bad, you guys.
So you can see coast
but
to
see
coast.
The District of Columbia where all the completely healthy 100% healthy people live.
And Hawaii.
Look at that. Nobody's getting the flu at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I'll tell you that much.
Hawaii may have incoming ballistic missiles, but they do not have the flu.
Hawaii's got their own problems, man.
Yeah, or we're going to the U.S. Virgin Islands.
That sounds.
Puerto Rico has no power.
Oh, they got no problems.
So they don't have the flu. They got typhoid and all that other stuff. But anyway.
Go ahead.
Definitely an epidemic, unless you're in the Virgin Islands or Hawaii. Or
right.
If you're in the Virgin Islands, you don't give a crap anyway. You're in the Virgin Islands, right?
Life is good. Yeah, so we have certainly seen it here locally. You hear a lot on the news about type A flu, and that's the one that they're quoting that our flu vaccine this year is only 32% effective against. We are also seeing a lot of B. You don't hear a lot of that in the media, but we are seeing a fair amount. We even had an interesting case where we tested a family. One of the members was A positive and one was B positive. So
are the symptoms different between those, or do you just still
fairly simple? I couldn't
coming
tell
out both ends, and it doesn't really matter.
There's some that may project by certain things. They're thinking that that's A versus B. My nurse practitioner nailed one the other day. She had it figured out, but.
And I would assume that you've got to report all those numbers back to the CDC so that they can
it all goes through the health department and they do their surveillance that way.
That's rough.
Yeah.
What kind did you have? G?
I don't know. I didn't even go to the
Z?
doctor. I didn't even go to the
You
doctor.
don't
I
need
just
to
toughed
go-
it
no.
out. I'm a
Let's
real
tough it
man,
out.
Chris.
Tough it out. Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't even miss a day's work.
I'd go to the doctor. Well, you were off that week. So.
I was on vacation when I got sick. I should never take a vacation.
There you
is
go. That's
that tells
all I'm saying.
You know, the night January 4th, we decided to no Landmark Live because I was going to be out of town. I got sick. Okay, so it's a good thing, right? But doc, when should a person go to the doctor when they start feeling these symptoms? What's the time that they should say to themselves, "Hey, I need to go get some help"?
There's two schools of thought. One is if you've been exposed to the flu and you know that it's the flu, then it's good to go early because the earlier we treat, the better. If you're coming in day 3, day 4, day 5 of symptoms, there's not a whole lot that we can do for you other than pat you on your back and say, well, you're yet another statistics. Congratulations. Go home. Tylenol, ibuprofen, lots of water. If we catch you early in the process, then Tamiflu is effective, and so we oftentimes will use that. If you are of young age, those of us under 5 years of age, and those 65 plus, so the extremes of age are certainly more concerning for us. So we do want to see those on a quicker basis, and anybody with comorbidities, so those asthmatics out there, those women that are pregnant because they in and of themselves are immunocompromised. Anybody with any other illness that may weaken their immune system is someone that we really want to get in. Outside of that, the average Joe, then it's going to be if they are severely dehydrated, if their fevers are getting up 105 plus and they're not able to keep it under control with normal measures, or if there's any other shortness of breath, any compromised state certainly needs to be evaluated.
Have you seen any other pandemic fly through Platte County like this in years past? Or?
Probably the scariest one was the norovirus, which is your GI bug, which is a virus that is very, very contagious. And in fact, the clinic I was at the time, it went through Platte County. We had to almost shut the clinic down. I think it was me and 2 other staff members.
Is that the thing that you can't clean off of surfaces and stuff, and like athletes especially, that the gyms and the locker rooms will get affected by that, and they've had to cancel professional games before because it's a bad deal. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So when someone comes in with how do you know if you're contagious or you're not contagious?
That's a very good question, and that's up for debate.
Okay.
Truly, by most studies, once you start developing the symptoms, you are contagious, and even after the resolution of symptoms, you are feeling honky-dory. By some studies, you're contagious up to 2 weeks. So really, during the sickness time period, which unfortunately is a long stretch, it's constant hand washing, contact precautions. You know, I live in the environment, and I fortunately rarely get sick, but you'll see me washing my hands in and out of a room. I'm not staying in front of people's faces very long and whatnot. So just being smart about it.
What are the symptoms that you're seeing with this?
High fever, just achy, joints just really uncomfortable. We're seeing runny noses, cough. Some will present with the GI stuff, so nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. While that's not our typical influenza, which is what we're talking about, not the GI flu bug that sometimes people will refer to, but you can get some GI symptoms with influenza, and we're certainly seeing some of that.
No, that's all different from the 24, what they call the 24-hour flu. That's just a bug that kind of goes through you.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. What we're referring to is purely more respiratory flu, influenza, but can have GI symptoms.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Have you had to hospitalize anyone that's come into your office this year with a bad case of the flu?
I have not. I have not yet. Hopefully, it stays that way. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that might be a good segue into this other elderberry that we've started carrying at the clinic. I brought this along for all of us to do shots of some healthy elderberry. Chris was really excited when he heard
that looks like that would go well with a steak and a potato, right? The red, is that how we're the white berry would go more chicken or salmon, right? Is that what we're doing? Great.
So
hell is this?
Yeah, tell us what this is.
Yeah, so this is actually a concoction of several ingredients, the main one being elderberry, which elderberry has been fairly well studied. And I wish Becky Moore, my nurse practitioner, was here because she's got an integrative medicine fellowship behind her, and she can quote the studies much better than me. But elderberry has great effectiveness against different bacteria as well as viruses. So it's got an antiviral, antibacterial component to it. and just an overall immune boosting capabilities. So it started that if you're wanting to prevent infections, that you're taking 2 teaspoons a day as an adult, 1 teaspoon as a kiddo, and it is safe for kids to take as well because it's all natural ingredients. Elderberries are grown here locally, and this particular product is produced locally as well.
Now, how does that compare with like a probiotic or something along those lines?
Probiotics are going to be more geared towards establishing normal flora in your gut, so the GI system itself, whereas this is going to act on a more systemic level, the whole body.
Cool.
Yeah, so once you get actually infected, and it can be bacterial or flu-related, then the dose goes up, and you're taking 2 teaspoons every 4 to 6 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And it still will help with all of that.
Yep. We actually had a patient who came in on Monday, started it, and called us today and said she's already feeling better.
Really?
Yeah. So pretty profound.
Now, that's obviously, would that be considered, the more holistic medicine? And what are some other holistic type things that you've gotten into?
Oh, you're going to ask me stuff that Becky should be answering.
Well, that's all right. We'll probably lose our guest next week, and we can have Becky back. That's fine.
This is probably the biggest thing that I see her talking to patients about. There's lots of other things. In fact, we kind of talked about essential oils and stuff when I walked in the door, and I always joke that I'm the last person you want to ask about some of that stuff because I only see it when it fails. And so there's certainly some of this stuff has been well studied and does have efficacy, while some of it not so much. And so that's where Becky can really add to the conversation.
Well, I mean, prescriptions they've just been so over prescribed. You hear about people gaining immunities to antibiotics and all that stuff. It's probably a pendulum that you can go back and forth and try some natural things, and old wives' tale, or what's the phrase? Old wives' tale. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then just use the drugs for the bad stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, reserve them for that. And then when you do use them appropriately, because some of our resistance problem is someone's taken half their dose and left the rest in the cabinet, and then that's where resistance develops as well. So if someone is getting prescribed and prescribed appropriately, they should take it to completion.
Now, there's a viewer who wants to know if you recommend a particular brand of elderberry juice.
Well, right now I'm obviously going to recommend this one. It's mindfully made, and that's what we're carrying in the office. There's a couple brands in the grocery stores that are an option, but for dollar, you get so much more out of this product than you do those at your local stores. So.
And you would consider that just as a daily regimen, right? Something just to kind of keep
your immune system built up, and then when you start to feel symptoms coming on, that's when you go to the every 4 to 6 hours regimen.
My wife's a hypochondriac, so I'm gonna make her drink this like it's Kool-Aid.
She'll feel better immediately, hopefully.
It's great.
Hey guys, we have a sponsor tonight. Are you looking to sell your home? Get on it. Susan Stewart of Keller Williams Realty has a hot January special for you. In January, her listing fee is only 1%. That's amazing. And with that
hot January special.
It's very hot.
That's good.
And with Susan, you get that 1% listing fee. You also get 25 professional photos of the home. Plus, she'll give you 2 hours of home staging consultation. Call Susan Stewart at 816-541-2830. Susan is our friend, and Susan is going to be on sometime. We're going to talk about real estate and the real estate
market. But she's got laryngitis, so maybe we're just going to have to send you over after all this. Yeah, send her some juice.
Susan, we got some special juice on the way to you.
Hot January juice.
Coming at you. Doc, if you want to get that shot ready.
Oh, we're going to have some?
Wait, what? I'm like feeling the need for a shot.
This wasn't in my performance clause. That's all right. All right, I'm ready. Let's go.
Did he sign the disclaimer?
Can you mix that with maybe some something else?
Oh, we got stuff.
I mean, these are not the shots that I'm used to taking on live television.
Well, and it's a medicine cup. You did.
Oh, very good. Well, yeah,
that's what we all call it.
I've taken some shots out of medicine cups before.
This may be a little heavy.
What does this taste? What does this taste like? This looks like Guinness.
And do you recommend like slamming it? I'm going to assume.
I will tell you, it's better cold. So I brought you an unchilled bottle. So that was really kind of nice of me. But
Linda, you want some of this? Linda's like, no, we're good. All right.
You go for it.
All right. Here's to you. Here's to me. Hope we never disagree.
Cheers to a new year.
If we do. It tastes almost exactly like I thought it would taste.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It tastes like
It tastes like elderberry.
there's some berry in there,
It's
but not any kind of good berry. But it's elderberry. It's like elderly berries is what I just drank.
I think Pastor Brady is watching. He should pass that out at the communion, I think, this week.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to still have people come and fill the coffee. Well, that's good
There
stuff.
you
So,
go.
all right, I feel better already.
Yeah, man.
I'm ready to go. So, it's in the morning, just
Yep.
down the hatch.
Take it out of the fridge. It'll be a little.
Then you're in a bad
more
mood for the
pleasant.
rest of the day, and then you just do. Nobody comes in contact with you and shakes your hand. You
You're
don't get
good.
sick.
Yeah.
Wash
Piece
your
of
hands.
cake.
That's
Wash
the
your hands.
thing. I mean, especially, and I get kind of anal about this. If after I'm in a crowd, I immediately go wash my hands. You know, if you go to like a chamber meeting, for instance, shake everybody's hand. Get out of there and wash your
Now,
hands.
I like
right?
to just rub my nose and then shake somebody's
That
hand.
is
Is
not
that okay?
good. No, you're going to lose some friends.
Yeah, I didn't have any to start with, so that's good.
But Doc, tell us about your
Love this.
practice
It's
and
good
what makes it. Your practice is kind of unique. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's we first opened in fall of 2013, so we're going on our 5th year of business. I had a lot of naysayers when we opened, thinking I was crazy for what I was doing because it is a different model of care. Our tagline is patient-driven, affordable healthcare. It really is about the patient, and it is about making it affordable. Right when we opened, it was right at the turn of when the Affordable Care Act was coming out, and everyone kind of dug their heels in, didn't know what to make of what was happening there, what we were doing. And I'm proud to say we've survived and we're continuing to grow and thrive. At the chamber meeting today, I introduced a new doctor who's joining us, Dr. Phyllis Parker. A year and a half ago, Becky Moore, nurse practitioner, joined me. So we're certainly growing, and the news is getting out there that we're the real deal. We're not smoke and mirrors. We really are about transparency and pricing. I'm trying to make it as cost effective for people to get good care. You know, the writing was on the wall. Everybody's deductibles were going sky high. Everyone was going to be responsible for their out of pocket unless they had a bad year. If you have a bad year, you meet your deductible, your insurance comes into play, and it can be a wonderful thing, a life-saving, keep you out of bankruptcy and the like. But on the average year, 90% of people don't ever reach their deductible. So our idea is to try and maximize your dollars on the front end, so that you never do get to that deductible, yet still get good quality care. So that's really what we've done.
What little I know about it, I've just learned at work and learned from people in the industry. But you know, it prevents people from going to the doctor because it's so expensive to just go for a normal maintenance visit. You only go when you're sick, and that's the opposite of what doctors are supposed to do. It's really a kind of a wellness. You're a wellness physician rather than just a sick doctor physician, and I would assume that you can get more people in. You know, if they're trying to lose weight, you want to see them once a month. If they're trying to go through whatever, you want to see them more instead of less.
Yep.
And in order to do that, it's got to be affordable. And so you're taking a lot of the insurance factors out of the way, and it's just pay for care.
Absolutely. Yep. You got it. And kind of my emphasis has always been the 3 A's, and what I tell my staff and fellow colleagues is it's all about accessibility, affordability, and accountability. And if we're not accessible to patients, we're of no value to them. And then if we're not affordable, they can't ever get the access. And then at the end of the day, being accountable to them and them alone, instead of that insurance person standing in the room that's going to dictate how you're caring for someone when it just doesn't always make sense.
That's awesome. That's they took us through a class at work where we had to study healthcare around the world, and obviously we don't have centralized care, but you look at some of the Asian countries, South Korea and Japan, where people just go to the doctor, and the doctor works with them to get them well, and they don't prescribe a lot of stuff, but you are a counselor to their health, and that's really kind of what I would think doctors would want to do, rather than just work on sick people all the time.
Yeah, it's empowering. It's kind of reinstilled the patient-physician relationship, which is fundamental of why I went into medicine, was to care for people in an appropriate fashion. And so it's been exciting, and it's exciting to see more and more people reaching out to us rather than us having to do the education piece. And hopefully we continue to grow, and there's a movement across the country of doctors similar to me practicing under like models. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, hey guys, hit like, comment, or share. Let us know you're out there so you can play along in the Britney Spears Fact or Crap game we've got coming up shortly. You're going to win some fabulous prizes.
Oh,
And-
baby. I'm a little drunk on this.
Yeah.
On this elderberry. That just goes straight to your head. Mercy.
Doc, tell us where your office is located and maybe a phone number where people can contact you.
Yeah, we're right here in Platte City, Missouri, 1306C Platte Falls Road. Our website is directmedicalcare.net. We are open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, but I'm always available on call 24/7. So we're here to really care for patients.
And you mentioned something else. The technology is now to where you can do virtual visits, and they're cheaper, they're easier. You said my kid's got poison ivy, or hell, when Brett was born, we were calling the doctor we'd have to go to the doctor all the time. Oh, he's got this weird thing on his neck or something. Just take a picture of it, send it to you, and you're like, oh, that's whatever. Go get some calamine lotion. So that's awesome. I really think that's so huge, because everybody now is used to sending pictures from their phone. Even my mom and dad can send pictures from their phone. So if they can do that, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. I've received some pictures that should not be shared ever.
I apologize again.
Chris
I don't know how many
has
times
sent
I
me
can
some of those.
apologize for that, but
you should see my phone.
it was supposed to be Britney Spears week, and
it is. So wrong.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
So wrong.
I start drinking this stuff, and I can't control myself. It's just crazy.
The New Year's Eve shots that you typically send, that's kind of a tradition at midnight. I have to shut my phone off because Chris will send some really interesting shots.
Everybody wants to see my Ryan Seacrest.
That's what you call it? We all have our
Used
pet
to
names.
be my Dick Clark. Now it's the Ryan Seacrest. So,
well, Ryan.
anywho.
So, Doc, you said people can even see you on the weekends. They'll get sick and boom, they just call you and you will meet them at your office.
Yeah, if it makes sense. And probably the most common thing I've met on the weekends is for stitches. Someone's cut their finger and they don't want to go sit in a ER and wait for 3 or 4 hours, and I'll meet them up there, and 15 minutes later they're walking out the door with their finger sewn up.
That's
So
awesome.
how do you compare your practice to like the Minute Clinics and the the Mosaics and the other ones that are popping up? I think those are great because they keep less sick people out of the ER and out of waiting rooms. But I mean, how do you probably take care of all that plus doctor stuff too?
Yeah. And so we're kind of the whole package. And certainly my intent is to keep anybody and everybody out of a hospital setting as best we can. And so we can do all of that they do, plus a little bit more. Plus you don't lose that continuity. So I know when Johnny's got XYZ.
Right, you have that
familiar.
continuum of care, because if I go to Walgreens and I get a Z-Pack for whatever, and then I get sick again and I go to a different Walgreens and I get a Z-Pack 3 months later.
They don't realize.
And then I don't, then 3 more times they don't work for me anymore. That's if we just people just go to you and you get that trend. You're like, hey, you're in here every 6 months, or you're let's look at something else that might be going on. So I think that's great.
Definitely improves care.
Guys, are you looking to sell your home? If so, we want you to contact Susan Stewart of Keller Williams Realty. Susan has a hot
January special
just for you. In January, her listing fee is only 1%, you guys. That is incredible. 1%, and that includes 25 professional photos of the home, plus 2 hours of home staging consultation. Call our friend Susan Stewart at 816-541-2830. Susan, you may remember from her days at Main Street Pet Resort, where she took care of Chris's dog and my dog and everybody else's dogs. So
Miss Stella won't go to any place else.
she cries.
She does cry.
misses
It's really
Susan.
sad. So
Yeah, she still Stella still hates your brother though, right?
I can't stand
Oh,
it. We had to send the dog across the street a couple weeks ago when he
Yeah.
was there. So.
And that was before he started singing.
Right.
So yeah, that was all right. So anyway, Doc, let's talk about your basketball career.
Yes, my basketball.
You played college basketball at BYU?
Yep.
All right, tell us about that.
Yeah, I played basketball at Brigham Young University.
That's amazing. Well, that's
Now how many people when they walk into your facility go, "Oh, you probably played basketball"?
I get it a lot. Probably one of my favorite quotes was a patient who I walked in the room, they're like, "Wow, you're a lot taller than your picture."
How tall are you, Doc?
6'1".
6'1"?
Yep.
Let's see, I would have guessed you're taller.
6'1". 6'1",
How
6'2".
tall are you?
I'm Okay, we don't want to get into
Yeah,
this,
that's a
'cause
measuring
I'm
contest.
damn shrinking is what the
Oh,
problem
you're not
is.
either.
I am. Anyway, it's another story for another time. But
Okay.
I'm 6 foot, Ivan.
Are you really?
That's what my driver's license says. So,
Well, those things never lie. Those things never
so
lie.
BYU, that's big time.
That is big time.
Yeah.
That's big time basketball there. So,
Yeah, Division One.
what types of events and games do you remember from your career?
Probably the coolest adventure was when we went to Alaska. We were in the Great Alaska Shootout
That's cool.
my junior year, and that was just a neat experience because of the caliber of other teams that were there, but then some of the events we got to do up there in Alaska, from dog sledding to, we did a 2-mile long sled ride at night. Our coaches would take the vans up to the top, drop us off, and we'd go down at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Wow, that's
Just
really
some of that
cool.
stuff.
So how do you go from basketball then into medicine, or were you studying medicine the whole time that you were at BYU?
Yeah, my first 2 years, because of being a college athlete, they want you to do only gen eds, and so they keep your schedule pretty basic because they want you to have success. And when I wanted to declare into biology, they were not supportive of me at all. So, but that I knew college was going to end and that I needed to be doing something else. So my last 2 years were 100% science-based. Somehow I made it through. Got
all the practices and all the everything. So
got into med school, and then I got to med school and realized all I had to do was study. Oh my goodness, this is awesome!
just spend 5 hours practicing and going to the weight room and all that stuff. That's great.
And then all your trips every other week, you're gone. Pretty much, you leave Monday night, you get back Sunday, and then.
So where did you grow up? How did you?
I actually grew up in Warrensburg, Missouri.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then they recruited me and decided that I liked it out there. I got a great education and good experiences. And
I mean, Jenny versus
What are you gonna do?
Missouri.
I mean, gotta be a tough choice, right? But
Salt Lake City's a lot nicer than Warrensburg. I was just gonna say that.
downtown Warrensburg's got a couple nice places.
I mean, it's true. You're right.
There's a nice pizza place
they
there.
got Heroes.
Thank
there
you.
you go. All right,
Yeah,
so
I've been there.
Yeah.
So then when you went to BYU, what was like one game that you remembered? Was there a game where you really kicked some butt? Did you?
Oh, there was a game we played down in New Mexico in the pit.
Oh,
I
yeah.
loved playing in the pit, and it was at the end of the season, and I just lit it up, and I actually got interviewed at the end of the game, which
Sweet.
wasn't real typical, so that was a fun one.
Did you ever get a chance to be on ESPN or any of those big networks, carry any of your games back in that day?
I don't think they did.
Yeah.
They're starting to get. I mean, they're obviously
you see
getting
more and
more
more
to it, and it depends on the type of play that you like. But I would much rather watch a women's college basketball game than an NBA game, just because it's just more pure. And NBA game, it's just shot, it's back and forth. But you actually get into basketball and running offenses and defenses, and it's a lot more of a pure sport. And girls high school basketball is still one of my favorites. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So talk about your expertise at picking college basketball games, because you won the bracket battle a few years back.
Yeah.
And I think you're a KU fan, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
I'm a Big 8 fan.
Big 8?
Big
Well,
8.
there's not even a Big 8 anymore.
I know, and that dates me, but I'm a Big 8 fan.
Okay.
And I'm sticking to it.
Well, I can still. That means I can stay in the same room with her because I'm a Big 8 fan as well.
Yeah, but I grew up
a Big 7.
I grew up a Mizzou fan.
Oh, you did?
I did.
So how'd you become a KU fan?
Well, I ended up living in Kansas a lot longer in the end, because when I went to med school, we lived on the Kansas side, and then my residency program was KU affiliate. So in some ways, I do have affiliation to KU, and
we'll talk a little slower to you next time. That's fine.
What do you make of the KU roster this year? Kind of slim.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of slim.
Yeah. It's rough to watch them.
It is painful to watch it. We had that discussion earlier. I'm like, I can't even watch these guys this year. I can get up. The game's got to mean something. When they were playing all those non-conference games, I just walked out of the room. I couldn't stick with it. Now that they've gotten into conference, like I watched the West Virginia game the other night, I stuck with that one.
Unreal.
And I was glad because they ended up coming back to win. But
I had that as a loss in my book going into it, but that's why
my guy played for 2 minutes and made 1 basket. So.
Yeah, but his brother is doing okay.
They're doing fine. It's just you look at Mizzou now and you're like, God, if they only had that piece that's missing,
the guy that they were supposed to have.
These 2-point wins are going to be 12-point wins, and the 4-point losses are going to be 3-point wins. It's maddening. It's typical Missouri. How
far KU going to go in the big tournament this year, Doc?
Oh.
When I go to fill out my bracket in March, where do you suggest?
They're not playing well.
I'm thinking they don't make it out the first week. In fact, I put that in my column this week.
I'd still put them Sweet 16.
You think they're gonna make? I don't think they're getting out of the first weekend.
Well,
Really?
I'm less worried about what they do in the tournament and if they're going to win the Big 12 again. Or is this where it stops?
I had my doubts until Monday night.
Yeah.
After Monday night, I'm like,
that changed the
my
whole
God, they might win it again.
Yeah, they always eke it out at the end.
I could not believe they came back and won that game.
Yeah.
But anyway, Doc, let's talk about that further. We'll probably have you on the show back in March, man. And when Chris and I go to fill out our brackets, we're going to call
notes.
somebody that actually knows.
I don't
how
know.
to fill
My
them
last
out.
few years, I haven't performed well. So
Yeah,
I think the more basketball I watch, the worse I do.
Do you want to tell the folks about the bracket challenge if they're new to it and what the deal is?
Yeah, new to the show, new to Landmark. We every year do a bracket battle. As soon as that NCAA tournament bracket is announced, fill out your bracket, email it to me, Ivan@blackheadinglandmark.com, or fax it to us. You'll find all kinds of ways to get us the bracket, and then the winner gets I think it's $100. But anybody who finishes with a better bracket than mine wins a free 1-year subscription to the Landmark, Platte County's locally owned newspaper. By golly.
Some years it's 3 people, and then other years
it's
the whole list.
Yeah, one year there was only like 3 people that didn't beat me. Were you below? Man of yours, nice.
My mom and dad, and I always rank below all of them, so it's not Kara, everybody.
Last year was an unusual year because I hardly had to give any away. But the year before was a disaster, so those things even out. Doc, we appreciate you coming on at last minute notice.
Yeah,
it really
thanks for
has
having
been
me. It's been fun.
educational. And now we're going to get into some more educational stuff. We're going to play some Britney Spears fact or crap, you guys. I'm excited. Chris, you excited? You look
anything about Britney Spears is an exciting time.
Yeah,
for me.
every time I would talk about this Britney Spears show all week, Cindy, our office manager who's running the camera right now, had a very negative comment, which I will not repeat.
What did you say?
No,
Cindy?
can't say that on the air.
Okay, all right.
She's not a Britney fan. Let's just say that. But anyway, I was very excited.
Now, Britney Spears, this is a gal who's had her ups and downs,
Yes.
and she's been just on display for the whole world to see.
Yes.
She's come out the other side.
I'm proud of her.
And I'm proud
She's
of
seen
her.
the darkest of dark, and now, she's back on top.
Bless her
I saw
heart.
her on New Year's Eve on the Dick Clark thing, Rockin' Eve, or whatever it was.
Gotcha.
She looked really good. Did you see that? I bet you were watching.
She's not an unattractive human being.
She's cute.
I was asleep by then.
Speaking of that, if you don't follow Britney Spears on Instagram, better take care of that, guys. Trust me, you will like her. The Instagram account. Do you follow Britney?
Your wife's right there.
Oh.
She's right there behind
Forget. Delete that last
It's all good.
part.
It's fine. Don't worry about
But
it.
Britney, if you like yellow bikinis and Britney Spears, you'll like her Instagram account. Check that out, guys, if you get the chance. Do we have some contestants for the Amber McMillan? Am I reading that right? Amber McMillan! Who's going to answer? Doc, do you want to try a Britney Spears factor crap, or do you want to...
Can we collaborate?
You're both going to
collaborate.
All
Let's
right.
collaborate. All right.
All right. Here we go.
2 heads are better than 1.
The role Daisy Duke in the movie Dukes of Hazzard, played by Jessica Simpson, that was originally supposed to be played by Britney. Is that fact or is that crap?
Oh, you don't like that? You don't think so? It was always just going to be Jessica Simpson. We're gonna go crap.
Well, it was fact.
Oh,
Yes.
don't listen to me.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry.
And the prizes we have tonight, guys, from our friends at Platte Valley Dental Care, shower floss. You hook this up to your shower head and then floss while you're taking a shower. It's the second most exciting thing to do in the shower. It is very efficient. It's a great use of time. We actually have 2 of those. Plus, we have some free tans from our friend Vic Perrin at Total Tan. We have a free level 1 tan. And Chris and I have decided that later
I'm
this
going to
year...
get my level 2 tan next time when I'm down there.
You are brave.
Yeah.
We're actually going to do another show from down at Total Tan sometime in the future, and Chris is going to do one of those
Live.
spray tans.
Right there.
He's going to do a live spray tan. You going to wear the bikini, or you
Nope.
just... Whoa! All right. Mark that one on the calendar,
I'm going to
ladies.
go see the doctor about the
Send
next
me
day.
a picture.
Yeah.
Jessica Yunt.
Hey, I know her.
All right,
Hey,
Jessica.
Jessica.
Jessica
Yeah.
Thomas, this is for you. All right. Chris and Doc, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
The year that Britney freaked out and shaved her head was 2010. Fact or crap?
That's 18 now. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. That sounds. Can I get a fudge factor of 1 or 2 years?
Plus or
It's
minus.
07 or something, wasn't it? Was it 07?
It was 07. I'm going to
So
give
that's
that
crap.
to you.
There we go.
That's a prize.
Jessica, you're flossing for free.
Woo,
If
Jessica.
if that's the Jessica, I think I played ball with her in high school.
Awesome. In Warrensburg?
Yeah.
Take her to Heroes?
Yep.
Okay, Jessica, let us know if you want the Power Shower Floss or the free level 1 tan from Total Tan, because we will give you your choice, my friend. Next up, Terry Sullender.
All right, Terry.
All right, Terry.
Coming for
now,
you.
let me find a good one here.
Yeah. Best one.
Britney's debut album was Baby One More Time, and it came out in early 1999. Is that fact or crap?
99 seems late. Well, that's 19 years ago. Crap.
Yeah. I think you go with that answer.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna.
What'd you say?
We're fact. We're gonna go fact.
Yeah, it's fact.
Yeah.
Another winner. Another winner.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Tell you what, everybody's a winner. Do we have another? I
Anybody else?
see Jackie Halloran is on there. Jackie?
All right, Jackie.
We've got 2 more questions, so Jackie, and then we be on the lookout for one more possible contestant. Jackie, they're playing for you. Here's the question. Britney Spears is now 39 years old. Is that fact or is that crap?
No, that's crap. She's older than
crap?
that. She's in her 40s. No.
She is, it's crap.
Yeah.
She is 36. But you
What?
You got it right. She's only 36.
She doesn't look a day over. I can't answer that.
No,
There's
you
too many
can't.
women in the room. I can't. It's not gonna work.
So, another winner, right?
Yeah, we got a winner for the wrong reasons, but it doesn't matter.
Who's our last contestant? Do we have another one? Oh, we're getting word. We're getting word.
Sandy.
Is that Sandy Lehman? Sandy. Okay, Sandy. This is a tricky one. Don't try to read through the card here, Chris. I see you staring.
Fine, sorry.
Britney's Song 3, which have you heard? Are you familiar with her Song 3?
Less familiar with her older work. Was
Okay.
that off the Rubber Soul album? Was that? Which one?
I'm
just
not
say
sure if
I
this
am.
was pre-head shave or post-head shave.
Okay, it's probably
But,
close, but
Britney's Song 3 has a duration of 3 minutes and 33 seconds.
no, I think that's actually true. I think I do remember that part. That's going to be fact. We're going to go with fact.
Nailed it!
Woo! You're good.
Woohoo! Another prize
There
given
we are.
away. Lots of happy customers tonight.
Except for the one person.
Yeah. Well, that was your friend from high school. That were we,
No, the
First
other
one.
one.
I know
Oh,
her too.
oh, oh.
She's
Yeah,
a
well,
teacher
oh,
at
sorry,
PCR3.
Oh, okay.
We got a free elderberry shot when you come in to see the docs.
There you go.
All right. Guys, are you looking to sell your home? Well, get on it. They say that January is not a good time to sell.
No,
I
January,
say
hot January special.
it's-
January.
You're wrong, because January is a great time to sell. Keller Williams, Susan Stewart from Keller Williams has a great hot January special. In that month, you can get a listing fee of only 1%, 25 professional photos of
That's
the home
pretty
included,
good.
plus 2 hours of home staging. Call Susan Stewart at 816-541-2830.
And you know what? I'm gonna actually up that offer. 25 professional photos of the home and 2 pictures of me getting tan. So, completely free.
Ooh, Susan.
Just call her up for the hot January special.
Susan, you got to put that in your ad next time.
I'm sorry.
man.
No, but yeah, no, it's not gonna work. But that's
Oh.
okay.
Chris, we need to do we haven't really seen each other since
Oh, it's been a rough
late
couple
December.
of weeks. Yeah.
It's been-
Hey, remember when the Chiefs were in the playoffs? That
I
was
remember
fun.
that. That was fun. I watched
The
them.
F was that, man?
It was a sad, sad day. But,
As
you knew it was coming.
soon as he threw the touchdown to himself,
Yeah.
you just like, well, this
It was
isn't
determined
going to
defeat.
be. And then you don't really remember the Titans game from the year before, but then you're like,
Oh, we've lived this before.
I've seen this movie before. I know how this ends, and it's just a big car fireball dumpster fire. It was bad.
Yeah,
Bad.
it was bad. It was bad. But anyway, let's talk about happier things.
Yes.
This weekend is the AFC Championship game between New England and Jacksonville, and the NFC Championship game, the Vikings and the Eagles. Doc, who do you like? You watch football? You're a basketball girl?
I've been
you watch?
mainly watching that, but
Okay.
you go with the Vikings. We'll go purple.
I like
Yeah,
Vikings.
Vikings. They're playing to play their home game as the Super Bowl. So I think they're going to want it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Can't cheer for the Patriots. Yuck.
Yeah. Now, Chris and I was off to a good start on these. What do we call them? Locks of the week. I was 7-3 at one point. I'm now 7-6, which is that's still winning.
Still
but
above 500.
Just barely. I've lost 3 in a row, so we got to turn this around. I'm going to go with the Vikings -3, just because I don't want to make the same pick that Chris does, though I really like his pick. I'm going to go Vikings with their great defense, -3 over the Eagles, and I just can't see Nick Foles winning a conference championship and getting to the Super Bowl, but give me the Vikings -3.
All right. I want everybody to close their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Imagine a world where you have to play Blake Bortles in an AFC championship game. Can you imagine any possible way that you're not going to win? Now, forget any other team that you have. I don't care if it's the Chiefs or the UMKC football soccer team. Now the Patriots are playing Blake Bortles in the AFC championship game.
Mm-hmm.
How
I would lean
go
Patriots.
against that? Yeah, and it's not a double-digit spread. It's not a double-digit line. It's 7.5, 7 somewhere. It was started at 9. Now it's down to 7 for some reason. 7.5. You got to take the Patriots. That's easy money. Take the Patriots. Patriots, Vikings, Super Bowl.
That'd be sweet. I think
That'd be kind of fun to watch.
It really would be, because the Vikings have that mean and nasty defense going up against Brady.
And they're gonna stock that place and get the crowd against, because it's normally a pro Brady crowd.
Yep.
That'd be really cool. So yeah, take the Patriots and take the Vikes.
Patriots and Vikings. That's our locks of the week, you guys. Tell you what, next week we will be back with another Landmark Live. We've got Matt Snook. You know him, famous musician. He was on The Voice, yeah. And you said your wife Kara is an expert.
We gotta do it like this.
He was on Team Blake, as I recall, on The Voice. And so Matt Snook's going to be in studio, probably do a little singing.
Was Britney Spears on that show?
She should have been. She was a judge
on something or other.
Yeah, she was paid millions and millions of dollars. Was it like the X Factor or something?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, she was like the highest paid judge ever on one of those reality.
We could ask her. We could ask him about Britney Spears.
I bet he's a fan.
The transient properties.
I bet he follows her on Instagram.
I don't.
And if he doesn't, he should. I'm going to say that right now. Guys, we will see you next week.
I'm going to do that right now, as a matter of fact.
That right. Thank me later. Next week, Thursday night, 6 o'clock, Matt Snook's going to sing and dance and all that good stuff for us in an episode that will be sponsored by Platte Valley Bank. Tonight's episode sponsored by Susan Stewart of Keller Williams Realty. Remember the 1% listing fee in her
Hot January special.
There you go, guys. Until next week, thank you, Doctor, for coming on at last minute. We appreciate all the good knowledge tonight.
Thank you. Stay well.
We shall try. And thanks for the elderberry juice.
You're welcome.
That's good.
All right.
I feel better already.
See you next week, guys. Thank you.